My Hero Academia has a lot of great moments, but today we are talking about some of my favorite fights in the show. So let's get into it. First off, we have Twice versus Hawks. This fight, man. I mean, can you even call it a fight? I was sobbing. This was a fight of feelings, bro. Twice found out Hawks was a double agent. It was crazy. But the saddest part about the whole thing was that Twice was finally getting his sense of self back, and all he wanted was to put his trust in people again. And Hawks used it against him to get info for the heroes. Why, Hawks? Why? And I know most of you know how it ends, and I'm not including the dabby bit because who cares about that? But I gotta say, man, this was the most brutal fight of the whole show. I get why Hawks had to do what he had to do, but man, he was an asshole about it. It still keeps me up at night. But anyway, next one. We have to go back to where it all began. Deku versus the slime monster. Deku had literally just been told by his all-time favorite hero, All Might, that without any powers, he can never be a hero. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, if I was in his shoes, I'd be done with everything. I would have thrown myself off that roof. I wouldn't even walk down the steps. Like, being a hero was his whole life. He had like 10 notebooks filled with stuff about heroes. And then he's just walking back, and then he sees Bakugo getting taken over by the slime monster. And then you have the famous quote. His legs started moving before he could think, and he was running. The heroes going mental that he ran in. By the way, those heroes did not do a very good job at securing the area if Deku could just run through like that, but whatever. And God, the rush I felt watching that for the first time was unbelievable. This guy with no powers taking on the slime monster the heroes couldn't even beat. It got me hooked. And then he absolutely knocks that guy with his backpack, gives Bakugo a bit of room to breathe, and then he says his other famous quote, "I could have just stared there and watched you die, bro." That was so good. Even All Might saw that. It was pure cinema, the whole scene. And then when All Might punched that slime monster so hard it changed the weather, it was crazy. Okay, now the other fight that everybody talks about even to this day. It's been like a decade since this fight happened, but it's All Might versus Nomu. Bro, this fight was almost as good as the slime fight in my opinion. But my God, bro, when All Might appeared at the USJ, chills. No smiling, he was on demon time. And that little smack he gave Shigaraki when he saved everybody, bro, was so good. And obviously, I won't go over the whole fight since everybody's probably seen it about 10,000 times. But what I will say is the build up to that last punch where he slams Nomu into the ground and then gives us one of his first of many aura farming moments when he drops down and then delivers the first true plus ultra moment and nukes Nomu right in the chest and shoots him into orbit. It was absolutely unreal. All Might is the GOAT. Nobody could disagree. Everybody likes All Might. It was so good. This last one, I'm going with Red Riot versus Rappa, bro. The chivalrous hero reincarnated in Kirishima versus the underground brawler. Kirishima was always one of my favorite characters in Class 1A, but I always thought he was just like Bakugo's sidekick, you know, like how Tenya is to Deku. But then he whipped out Red Riot Unbreakable, and I was like, bro, he's the one. Like, it was not as flashy as the main guys like Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, but like, damn. Like, when he used that the first time against the teeth dude, bro, it was insane. But anyway, Rappa absolutely smacks the shit out of him. He hits the wall. He doesn't know what's going on. His Unbreakable didn't work. He's in the mud. And then he had Fat Gum with him there, but Fat Gum needed time to build up his ultimate move. So Kirishima didn't know what to do. He couldn't get back into the fight. He was broken. The Unbreakable broke. But then he had his flashback to Gigantomachia bullying some girls. Well, it wasn't really bullying them. He was just asking directions. But Kirishima felt bad about it. And you know, when there's a flashback, somebody is about to go crazy. And just as Rappa is about to kill Fat Gum, Kirishima, battered and broken, comes in the ultimate shield and absolutely tanks Rappa's attacks, even with his broken body. The manliest hero alive. Oh, I love that fight so much. Kirishima earned a lot of fans that day. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye.